have like 1, 2, 3, I have like 6 planter boxes now in my backyard. So I just don't know where I'm gonna put the other 3. So
What are you gonna grow?
I don't know. Vegetables.
Some kind of vegetables.
Some kind of vegetables, yes. So yeah. So I need to research and see which ones are like part shade vegetables, like that, like do well in shade and sun, so that it's because where it is, it's like it's at the back of the property where I want them. So it's like it's shady but sunny at the same time. So
Di could help you with the shady, unshady stuff, I think.
yeah. I just need to look it up. I think like broccoli and cauliflower do well in the sun, but also in the shade, right? So
Mark needs some shade, unshade tips for planting.
Oh, so funny. My sister did too this weekend.
yeah. Well, I was just wondering, like broccoli and cauliflower, are they shade vegetables or full sun?
I thought all veggies were sun.
Oh, really? Full sun? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need a good 6 hours of sun most times.
Okay.
Did you do your thingamajig?
No, I didn't. I made planters instead and raked and cleaned the backyard. Yeah.
Okay, so are you in the shade at all?
Yeah, so some of the boxes, because I put them beside the like my fence, so it gets shade from the fence, right?
Well, when is the shade, Mark?
In the morning, a little bit in the morning, but then it goes sun from like 11 to probably like 3, and then it goes shade. Yeah. Okay.
You're good. Yeah, anywhere between, it's like roses, which is always the marker. It's between 4 to 6 hours of sun.
Okay.
I think you should be okay.
Okay. I'll look. Yeah, I need to buy some seeds. I might just wait till like what is it? Harvest Garden opens up with their little seedlings and just like buy them and just do it that way.
That's what I did. Now, Mark, I had a hard time with broccoli last summer. So you'll be the test for me because it didn't go well for me, but I think I put too many. I crowded it.
Yeah, I did really well with my broccoli, but then all of a sudden, the squirrels got really hungry. So then they started. So I think I'm gonna get some netting when it opens up again. When the dollar store opens up, that we can get netting.
Silly squirrels.
Yeah, they're just vultures.
They are. I've often thought about whether we need netting on the top. Like we have a caged in wooden garden.
We built a monster.
And I really think we need the cage at the top.
As long as the birds don't come down.
Well, birds do get in. Cats can still climb in. Squirrels can still climb in.
We should electrocute the fence.
No. No. Thank you. So are your planters all for veggies and fruit maybe?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do mostly veggies, but I'll try to do some fruit. Probably do, like if I do the wall thing, which I think hopefully tomorrow it'll work out that it's nice tomorrow. Supposedly it's not supposed to rain, so hopefully I can do it tomorrow a little bit. So
cool. Which veggies our peppers did extremely well last year.
Okay. And the sun, they're full sun, right? Like yeah.
Nature's candy. They did. We couldn't believe how many peppers we had. Oh my gosh.
And the little tomatoes, the little cherry tomatoes were awesome, Mark.
Yeah,
yummy.
Yellow cherry tomatoes.
Oh,
I will try to find those again this year. They were amazing.
Tasty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, all of our tomatoes, quite frankly, did well. Yeah. And what else did we have that did well?
Do you do half and half? Like, do you do a half and half soil, or do you do just all garden soil? Like,
I put a lot of compost in.
Okay.
So I guess in the end, because the box is pretty deep.
Yeah. Yeah, because my tomatoes, I didn't think thrived as well, but I think it was the soil. Like, I think that it was too garden soil, so it just like they would get brown bottoms on them. Yeah. Yeah.
So I put, what did we do? Put sheep's compost this year in it.
Okay.
And we now have this machine that we're able to, what do you call that thing, Majig? The recycler.
Oh, the churner, like
What is it called? The food what, Joel?
Food cycler.
The food cycler.
Okay.
So I put a lot of that in too.
We've been making it all winter.
Yeah. But at the end of the season, or throughout the season, throughout the summer, I would replenish it with that.
Okay.
Hi, Josh.
Yeah, and peat moss.
Peat moss. Okay, I'm gonna get some peat moss. That's what I think I need. It needs like some like.
Just needs lighter. Yeah, it should kind of just feel light. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
But not, yeah, so not too light, but there's kind of you'll know, I think, the texture.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm excited. I can't wait. Like I'm looking forward to like starting it. So
fun. I went actually to check it out. The soil feels great in our garden right now. Yeah. But and we left the kale in, and some of it's green. So I'm thinking, will it grow back from last year? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I spring onions and they're still growing. Like they just started growing. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Onions didn't do so well for me, but again, I think I overcrowded everything. So the tomatoes just took over and the peppers took over. But the lettuces did well.
Yeah, that's
the lettuces did well too. Yeah.
A learning event last year.
Yeah, it was. Cucumbers did well. What am I saying? Cucumbers. We had lots of cucumbers. Yeah.
And you had some squash. Didn't you have a couple zucchinis?
Again, but too crowded. We like.
You need to like plant the squash so they either go up or they go down, but it's hard because then you get the squirrels or something pecking at them, right? But yeah.
So I bought the cages at Harvest.
Okay.
And I made teepees.
Oh.
And the cucumbers grew up that way. So that worked well.
Okay.
I would repeat that again.
Yeah. Okay.
What I can't repeat is buy way too much and plant it all.
Unless you make more planters. So.
Yes. But you know what I wanted to do last year and I couldn't get? I wanted to buy marigolds because they say they really protect the. I couldn't find a marigold last year if my life depended on it. I think everybody had the same idea.
Yeah.
So I think I should buy seeds for marigolds and plant them and just grow them myself.
Oh, bless you, Josh.
Bless you.
Bless you, Josh. So is everybody joining us for wine tonight?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Reminded Joe and I reminded Amin, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't show up.
Yeah.
What about Peter and Jill? Are they?
He sent the reminder. He just said.
Oh, that was for Amin and
Jill.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anything that's a little bit stiff or anything that's a little bit tight today?
Not saying anything.
Me neither.
Have a strap or a belt if you have it, just so that we can like there's a quad stretch that I want to do. So if you can grab your foot, then you can grab your foot. But if not, then you can use the strap to grab your foot. So
Perfect.
All right, well, let's start. I've got a good class for us today.
I hate when you smile like that, Mark.
Yeah.
No, and just make sure that you have a block, and it'll help as well. So
okay, great.
And
all right.
And maybe a blanket. Just like just because we're gonna do lizard, but we're doing lizard a little bit differently today. So just if you want to cushion your knee a little bit, that's the only thing. Because when you
a cushion or a blanket, does a pillow work too?
You can do a blanket or a cushion, whatever. A blanket might be better because it's thinner. So like it'll like in the sense of like when you're in lizard, you can just have it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Here we go, George.
When you say lizard, you mean dragon?
Dragon, yeah.
I guess I gotta.
You got a blankie.
Okay, I got a dodo time.
All right, well, let's start. So let's start in Shavasana. Josh has his running tights on. I don't see you, Julie. I'm like fit to frame. Nope, I still only see your knee, your arm.
Yeah.
There, now I see you. Good. Okay. Yeah, perfect. No, that's good. Now I can see you.
I think you have to.
I had to change the camera.
Oh, I see.
Okay. All right, well, let's start in Shavasana. And as you make your way into Shavasana, taking a deep inhale through your nose, exhale it all out, let it all go. Take another deep inhale through your nose, exhale it all out, let it all go. Letting your body begin to melt a little bit more into your mat. Letting your mind begin to calm. And taking this opportunity this evening to check in with yourself and notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body's feeling. Taking a few moments to scan from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. And notice if there's any areas that you might be holding a little bit of tension. And breathing into those areas. Letting your breath dissolve any tension. Letting your body melt a little bit more into your mat. Notice if anything might be a little bit tight or a little bit stiff. And breathing into those areas. Letting your breath bring softness. And bring ease. Letting your body settle a little bit more. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales. And your exhales. Take a few moments to set an intention for your practice this evening. Something you wish to receive from your class. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. And on your next inhale, slowly draw your knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then opening your arms up into a T and letting your knees gently fall to your right side, coming into a twist. Adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your body or you soften your knee bend. Keeping your left shoulder blade pressed into your mat. And breathing into any sensation that you're feeling in your body. Letting your breath bring softness to those areas. Letting your body find a little bit more rest in the twist. On your next inhale, slowly draw your knees back up to center. As you let your knees gently fall to your left side. And keeping your right shoulder blade pressed into your mats. Adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your body or you draw them a little bit further away. Breathing into any sensation that you're feeling. Letting your breath bring ease. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. On your next inhale, slowly draw your knees back up to center. As you draw the soles of your feet together and lowering them down, coming into reclined butterfly. And you can always draw your heels closer to your body, but you could draw them a little bit further away. Drawing your right hand onto your abdomen and your left hand onto your heart. With every exhale, allowing your hips to settle. Letting gravity draw your knees closer to your mats. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest and abdomen with every inhale and exhale. Letting your shoulders soften a little bit more. And if your mind wanders or gets distracted, just letting that go. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Allowing your hips to relax a little bit more. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, draw your hands underneath your knees, gently helping them up. Draw your knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Opening up to happy baby, grab the outside of our feet. Open our knees nice and wide, gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Draw your knees back into your chest and let them sway from the left to the right. Gently letting your knees fall to your left side or to your right side. Coming into fetal position for just one breath in and one breath out. Slowly begin to press your way up, making your way to tabletop position. Planting our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. We'll move through a few cat-cows. So on the inhale, drop your belly, pull your chin forward. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your chin forward. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your chin forward. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, tucking your chin in a little deeper. Inhale, maybe your eyes drop slightly higher. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, tucking your tailbone in a little bit deeper. Last one, inhale, try to open up your shoulders a little bit more. Very nice. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, tucking your tailbone and chin in just a little bit deeper. And then coming back to neutral spine. So we're gonna get the big gun out. We're gonna come into dragon. So draw your left leg forward. So I'm gonna face you guys so you can see. So left foot forward, and you're gonna walk your foot out to the edge of your mat. And then from here, I know I normally always say to uncurl your right toes, but I would like your right toes to be curled under for this one. And then you can take your block and put it by like your right hand. You're gonna reach your left hand up, and you're gonna take your left hand to your left knee. If you can reach the floor, you can reach the floor. Sometimes the block is just better because it'll give you a little bit of an opportunity to bend your elbow. But from here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna press in. You're gonna take a breath in, and on the exhale, press into your knee and begin to turn over to your left. So adding a little bit of a twist involved. So every time you take an inhale, try to open up. And on the exhale, press into your left knee and see if you can twist. Maybe you draw your eyes up to the ceiling. And I'll flip so you guys can see me this way. So that you want to try to look up. And if it gets a little bit too intense in your right hip, just come out of it. And then maybe settle back into it. And if you have a little bit of a bend in your elbow in your right elbow, it'll give you more chance too to allow you to twist a little bit deeper. So we have a few more breaths here. So move with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, maybe you twist a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Then on the next inhale, releasing your left hand, coming into lizard pose now, or dragon, sorry. So keeping your hands here. And if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can always come down onto your forearms. You can allow your left hip to open up a little bit as well. You can draw a block underneath your elbows. So trying to open up your left hip. Breathing in. Notice if you're holding any tension in your right hip flexor. Softening it with your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in your shoulders or in your neck. Few more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale out of the mouth, let it all go. And if you're on your forearms, slowly come back on the palms of your hands. And take a moment just to like come up and just take a moment to let your body, that left hip relax a little bit. We're gonna come into the twisted one now. So walk your hands over to your right. So about a 45-degree angle, and you come up on your fingertips. Take a deep breath in here and exhale, push back. So you can walk your fingertips a little bit further as you push that left glute back. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe you walk your fingertips a little bit further forward. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Very nice. Slowly begin to walk your fingertips up as you come back to center. And then pick up your left leg and gently move it back. And maybe you circle your hip in one direction, circle your hip in the other direction. And then lower your left knee back down onto your mat. And then we're gonna come into our rebound. So walk your hands out and come onto your stomach. Draw your hands together and let your forehead rest on the top of your hands. And notice how your left hip feels as it begins to release. Maybe you feel a little bit in your right quad. Allow your shoulders to soften. Notice if there's any areas that you just need to maybe wiggle your legs a little bit. Try to remove tension. Letting your body settle a little bit more. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. And draw your hands underneath your shoulders and push up to your tabletop. As we begin to set up for our other side. So drawing your right leg forward. Keeping your left toes curled. And then walk your right foot out to the edge of your mat. So you can always put a block underneath your left hand to just give a little bit more like of a bend in your elbow, or you can just keep your hand on the mat. But reach your right hand up and draw your right hand to your right knee. Take a deep breath in and exhale, push into your left hand and to your right knee as you begin to twist to your right. Exhale, maybe you twist a little bit more. And take a few moments to notice how this side feels. Are you feeling it in the same places that you felt on the other side? Can you push a little bit more into your right knee as you twist a little bit more to your right? We have a few more breaths here. Two more breaths. Very nice. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly drawing your right hand back onto your mats. And so from here, coming into dragon. So you can stay on the palms of your hands. Maybe you open up your right hip. As you begin to walk down onto your forearms. Maybe you have a block underneath your elbows. Breathing into your right hip. Notice if you're holding any tension in your shoulders or in your neck. Couple more breaths here, breathing into your right hip. One more deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Then slowly begin to come back onto the palms of your hands. As you walk your hands out to your left side, about a 45-degree, coming onto your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, begin to walk your fingertips out as you send your right glute back. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, maybe you walk your fingertips back as you send your right glute back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Slowly begin to walk your hands up as you make them back to center. Very nice. And then slowly begin to draw your right leg back. And maybe you give a little bit of a hip circle in one direction, circle in the opposite direction. Lower your right knee down, walk your hands out. Laying down on our stomach, coming into our rebound. Draw the palms of your hands together as you let your forehead rest on the top of your hands. Notice how your body feels as your right hip begins to relax and to release. Allow your shoulders to soften. Maybe you give your legs a little bit of a shake, trying to remove any tension, letting your body settle a little bit more. Take a couple more breaths here. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Very nice. And then from here, we're going to make our way into Sphinx pose. So draw our elbows underneath our shoulders. Allow our eyes to close. Remove any tension from your legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you draw your chin a little bit closer to your chest? Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your chin back up. And on your exhale, draw your right ear to your right shoulder. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, draw your ear a little bit closer to your shoulder. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On your next inhale, slowly draw your chin back to center. And on your exhale, let your left ear drop down closer to your left shoulder. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, can you draw your ear a little bit closer to your shoulder? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your chin back to center. And from here, we can either stay here or maybe we move into seal. So taking your hands to the edges of your mat, pressing into the palms of the hands as you straighten your elbows. We'll take a couple breaths here, not very long. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly begin to lower down. And then draw your hands together and let your forehead rest just for a couple breaths. Allow your spine to settle and your shoulders to soften. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. So this one's a new one. So coming back up into like a partly sphinx pose, you're going to take your right arm and place it in a 90-degree angle. So that your hand is like your elbow's in a 90-degree. And then from here, you're going to take your left leg and you're going to bend it. And then you're going to take your left hand to your left foot. So that's why if you can't grab on, use your strap. So you can either grab the outside of your foot or the inside. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, maybe you draw your heel a little bit closer to your glute. So if you're not feeling it too intensely in your quad, you can always take your left shoulder and square it down to the mat. So trying to draw your left shoulder parallel to your right shoulder, which will intensify the sensation in your left quad. Again, you shouldn't be feeling a ripping in your left quad. You should be feeling a heat. So if you're feeling a heat, you're in the right place. If you're feeling something like too intense, I would release a little bit. And from here, like you could always walk your hand down your leg as well. And just with every exhale is where you want to draw your heel closer to your glute. Keep breathing in. Couple more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly release your leg. As you draw your hands back together and letting your forehead rest, taking a few moments to just let your body settle. Let your spine settle. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then now draw your left arm into a 90-degree angle. And then bend your right knee. And take your right hand either to the outside of your foot or to the inside. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw your right heel a little bit closer to your glute. And then from here, you can always take it a little bit more intense by drawing your right shoulder down, trying to square it to your left, which will definitely intensify the stretch in that right quadricep. Again, notice how it feels. The sensation we're looking for is like a gentle heat. If you're feeling like a burning, you're going too far. Few more breaths here. Maybe you draw your heel a little bit closer to your glute. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly release your leg gently as you draw your hands together and letting your forehead rest on the top of your hands. Allow your spine to settle and your shoulders to soften. Take a couple more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Draw your hands underneath your shoulders. Push up to tabletop. And we'll come into closed knee child's pose. So keep your knees underneath your hips, release your toes, send your hips back. And from here, either you walk your elbows to your knees, or maybe you take your hands to your feet. Tuck your chin, allow your spine to round. And if your forehead doesn't rest on your mat, you can always slide a cushion or a block. Allow your shoulders to settle. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly begin to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Whew. And from here, we're going to open our knees as wide as our mat, coming into wide deep child's pose now. So open your knees as wide as your mat, draw the big toes together, and then send your hips back as you walk your hands forward. Allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your hips to settle. Breathing into any areas where you might be feeling a little bit of sensation. Letting your breath bring softness to those areas. Letting your hips settle. Letting your shoulders soften a little bit more. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly begin to walk your hands up. As you draw your knees together, kicking your feet to one side or another, coming into a seated position, and lower all the way down onto your back. And make sure you have your block. We'll come into supported bridge. So draw your heels as close to your glutes as possible. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On the next inhale, send your hips up high to the sky and slide the block underneath your tailbone, or maybe a little bit higher. And then when you find that spot, just let your hips settle into your block. Allow your palms to face up. Allow your shoulders to soften. Notice if you're holding any tension in your glutes or in your legs. Allowing them to soften with your exhale. Allow your shoulders to soften. And notice if your mind might have wandered or gotten distracted. Just letting that go. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Letting your body settle a little bit more. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly shift your hips up as you slide the block out from underneath. Slowly lowering your hips down onto your mats. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let it all go. Slowly draw your knees into your chest. Give them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Lowering your feet down onto your mats. Pick up your right foot and cross it over your left. Shift your hips to the right side of your mat. Open your arms up into a T. And coming into a twist. So letting your right knee drop down to your left side. Keeping your right shoulder blade pressed into your mats. You could always take your left hand to your right knee, and with every exhale, you just apply a little bit of pressure. Opening up the twists. And if this is always a little bit too intense, you can always draw just your knees together by releasing your right foot underneath your left knee. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your knees back up to center. As you release your right leg and square the hips, pick up your left foot, cross it over your right knee, shift your hips to the left side of the mat, arms into a T, and let your left knee drop down to your right side. Trying to keep your left shoulder blade pressed into your mat. You can stay here, or you can always take your right hand and draw it to your left knee. And with every exhale, just apply a little bit of pressure. Opening up the twist. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly begin to draw your knees back up to center. As you release your left leg and you square your hips, draw your knees into your chest, give them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circle your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. And then lower your feet down onto your mat. And grab your block again. We'll come into waterfall, so draw your knees into your chest. Shift your hips up as you slide the block underneath your tailbone. And straighten your legs up to the ceiling. Allow your palms to face up and your shoulders to settle. We'll take a couple breaths here. And then you can keep your hands with your palms facing up, or maybe you come into cactus arms. So you cactus your arms, elbows at a 90-degree angle. And allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your shoulders to soften a little bit more. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly release your arms out of cactus as you draw your knees into your chest, shifting your hips up, sliding the block out from underneath. Drawing your knees into your chest, give them a nice big squeeze. Open up to happy baby. Grab the outside of your feet. Open your knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, open up to Shavasana. Legs as wide as your mats. Palms to face up. Letting your body melt into the mats. Taking this opportunity to let go. Letting your body find rest. Letting your mind find peace. Take a few moments to scan over your body and notice if there's any areas where you might be holding a little bit of tension. Breathing into those areas. Letting your breath dissolve any tension. Letting your body melt a little bit more into your mat. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. Letting your body relax a little bit more. Letting your body just be. Letting your mind find a little bit more peace. Surrendering a little bit more to this posture. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. Slowly waking up your body. Drawing your attention back to the room. On your next inhale, slowly begin to reach your arms up and over your head. And grabbing one wrist and gently pulling it to one side of the room, feeling the stretch in your side body. As you release that wrist, grab your other wrist and gently pull it to the opposite side. Releasing that wrist, reach your hands to the very back of the room and your feet to the very front. On your next inhale, take a full body stretch. Breathe in. Exhale, let it all go. Slowly draw your knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then letting your knees sway from the right to the left. Gently letting your knees fall to your right side or to your left side. Coming into fetal position. Offering breaths of gratitude. Grateful for your practice this evening. Grateful that you took time out to connect with your body and with your breath. Taking time to slow down. Take a few moments to reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of practice. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up to a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed and drawing your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On the next inhale, draw a gentle smile to your face. Exhale it all out. Take a few moments to thank your body for all the hard work it did this evening. I thank you and am very humbled and blessed by your practice. Namaste. Whew, wonderful work, everybody.
I love yin so much.
You what?
I love yin so much.
Yeah, it's so, I don't know, it's relaxing. Ish.
I could not get out of my mind. Remember when we went to Tulum and the iguanas were all on their sunbathing, and when you had us turn to the right, and I remember watching them do that, and I'm thinking I feel like a real lizard. Gosh, that was good.
It went by so fast. Like by the time we had done lizard and sphinx, it was like the class was almost over.
Yeah. But wow, those stretchers are powerful.
Yeah.
It was good for the legs.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yeah, what did you guys think with the Sphinx and the quad one? Yeah?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Really felt it too because we'd been gardening. So yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. That one's good for like running too, right? Because it's like it really gets into that quad and like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was really great.
Oh.
Let the
Okay, we need to disconnect from this one and then reconnect to
That's
the one.
class, eh? Thanks, Mark.
All right, we'll see you on the flip side.
What?
See you shortly.
See you shortly.
Yes, with a glass of wine.
And beer.
Yes, and beer. All right, I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, guys.
That's really good.
Oh yeah, it did smell good. Okay, is that like the Book of Eli?
No, but you know the stretch that I'll have to tell Mark that. The stretch when we're doing Sphinx.
Yeah.
And we do the stretch, the quad stretch.
Yes.
It's called the Eli test.
Oh, okay.
And what do you assess, Joel? It's to see. Here, George.
Yeah. Yeah, let me feel that.
Yeah, because more people join on the second call. Oh, Joel, could you send money to Mark, Chun, and we'll pay you back?